Welcome everyone to the very first session of Inspiration in Education by ETEducation. The series is all about diving deep into the stories and insights from influential figures in the education landscape. We are on a mission to unravel the journeys, philosophies, and groundbreaking initiatives that are shaping the future of education. Today, we have the privilege of hosting Mr. Vishnu Manchu, the esteemed Pro-Chancellor, Indian actor, and producer of Mohan Babu University, a renowned institution dedicated to academic excellence and innovation. He is also the founder of New York Academy Springboard Education Trust, which runs preschools and schools. He is a technocrat, an accomplished cine artist, and a film hero. Our focus today is on the theme building an inclusive education culture, and we aim to delve into the core values and initiatives that are defining education at Mohan Babu University. Welcome, Mr. Manchu.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Mr. Manchu, we are very eager to learn from your experiences and insights, starting with the legacy of your father, the well-known Indian actor and producer, Dr. Mohan Babu. So could you share with us how this legacy has shaped your perspective and influenced your role as the Pro-Chancellor of Mohan Babu University?
See, to dig into the brief background about Mohan Babu University, it is sponsored by Sri Vidyaniketan Educational Trust. And the trust was formed in 1992 by a chancellor, my father, Mr. Mohan Babu, with the aim of giving back something to the society. And it was started in Tirupati with an aim of giving 25% free education for the needy. We started with an international school. From then, we grew into a degree college and then an engineering college, then pharmacy, nursing, post-graduation, everything kept growing. The synonym of Mohan Babu University is discipline. Education is important to us, but discipline is what we inculcate because we want the society to be a better place by the students who pass out from our university. And that is our focus. And what inspired me, what influenced me is our chancellor, his way of life, from the hard work he's put in from being a physical education teacher, being a farmer's son, being a headmaster's son. And from there, he becoming a physical education teacher, and from there, growing up to the stage where he is as one of the influential figures in the field of art and education. It's an inspirational journey. So I don't think I need to look far to be influenced for being a pro-chancellor and what steps I need to take to make it a very dynamic institution.
I think that's a great thought. Thank you so much. And indeed, the journey of Mohan Babu sir is really inspirational, and it's such a novel thought of giving back to the society, building discipline. Discipline is core at Mohan Babu University. That's a great thought, and I think other universities should also learn from this. Thank you for providing those insights, Mr. Manchu. As we talk about continuing the legacy, I'm curious to know your perspective on what inclusive education means to you and how you envision the combination of inclusive education, discipline, and innovation at Mohan Babu University. How do these elements align with the core value of the institution?
See, inclusive education, innovation, all these are very broad spectrum. So, to bring them, narrowing down them to what we actually believe in, we just need to keep updating. It's like, in a very crude term, I have to say that if your mobile phone needs a software upgrade every once in a while, even the system of education needs to upgrade faster than what it was earlier. See, what the world has seen in terms of innovation and invention till the 2000, in the last 2000 years, till the year 2000, in the last 2000 years, whatever innovation the world has seen, in the last 20 years, I think we've seen equivalent innovation. So we're just racing forward. And to keep up with the changing scenario, you have to innovate yourself. But There's another challenge. You cannot forget your ground realities. For example, let me say inclusive education or innovation. Anybody walking into Mohan Babu University, we have made it compulsory, in the first year. Let it be you're a pharmacy student or a nursing student or an engineering student or a post-graduation student, anybody, arts, films, maybe, you need in the first year 20 hours working in an agricultural field. You must get your hands and feet dirty to feel the soil, to figure out you need to put a crop. You need to understand the season. You need to understand how farming is done. Now, if you ask me, is that relevant for a student who's doing in computer science engineering? I would like to ask something. At the end of the day, why are we all working hard for? What are we doing all this for? So that, we have 3 meals, of food in our plate. And we need to understand where that food is coming from. How is it being processed? And India being an agricultural society, it's shrinking slowly. But if I'm able to inspire one student, who would bring the next big thing in the agricultural revolution, that would, my purpose of that would be solved. So you pick up a student, in a city and ask them, what is grown above the ground and what is grown below the ground. They will be stumped. Ask them to name 10 different vegetables, which are above the ground and below the ground. They will be stumped. If I ask them, is the garlic above the ground or below the ground? They would have a little, they'll take probably 10, 15 seconds and make a guess. That's not right. I was reading an article. What inspired me for this was, I was reading an article about 4, 5 years back when I was traveling to London. And, they asked one of the, students in the city schools, where do you get milk from? They said, from Tesco. Tesco is a supermarket over there. And then they said, yeah. So they said, so milk, some of the kids didn't know it comes from a cow. They just thought you just need to go to the supermarket and the milk is there, you need to just buy it. So before we turn into such a society, people, education institutions must take innovative steps, to get, students to understand, what we are actually, and to appreciate the, the small things in life and to give back to the society.
I think that's a great thought. And I completely agree. It's very important that everyone, all our students, everyone really, they need to understand the basics of life, how this life really functions, how we are getting this food. Even in India, when you go to some big schools and colleges and you ask their students, you'll be amazed that they are also not aware. They will also give you some similar answers that you heard in London. So, continuing this discussion, uh, I would like to know a bit more about the launch of innovative New Age course. Could you shed some light on how we can prepare students, especially those who are coming from rural or economically weaker sections, for the challenges posed by Industry 4.0?
See, the very basic thing, because we have some good experts from top MNC companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. People who are working in Indian origin, people who are working in the United States. They are on our board, and the most important thing they have said is, you want to be an engineer, you got to be good in math. Mathematics is the most basic thing, you got to be good at. So when students, you'll be surprised, like, for example, one of the biggest success stories of Mohan Babu University has been the placements, and 100% placements. But there's a very curious thing which has been happening for the last 3, 4 years. At least for the last 3 years, Mohan Babu University has been the highest pay package in terms of placements for the students in the state of AP and Telangana, only in the engineering stream. But of course, we want to extend that to different streams. But in the engineering stream, we are the highest. For example, a couple of years ago, there was a girl child student who got placed in a German-based company for about close to 50 lakhs. And she comes from an agricultural family, and her fee was reimbursed by the government. Okay, a student of that was inspirational to many. And it's motivation for the other students, they can achieve. But there's another student who got a pay package of 60 lakhs from Google. She's also an inspiration to a lot of other girls. And surprisingly, all the 3 years, girls have been getting the top pay packages from Mohan Babu University. And that is what I think sets us aside. We do not follow the rote learning method. See, kids are very smart today. They're very smart. And and one of the biggest challenges for any university today are the teachers. The teachers are going to teach. A student ceases to be a student once he walks out of the university. But a teacher is forever a teacher. They have to keep learning, upgrading their skills. So that's what we do. One of the most USPs of, best USP of Mohan Babu University is that we have a very specific, teacher training program, which the faculty are exposed to various industry professionals who come and, discuss. It's not like they teach. It's just like a knowledge transfer, which happens. We have industry experts come in and teach a semester, maybe a subject. That's what actually sets us aside. And while doing this, you get you expose the faculty, and once you expose the faculty are able to, explain to the children, the students, that what is it actually going in the industry. But with everything is available online, the students might be having a discussion about, okay, you know what, Tesla brought in a robot which is folding clothes. So how did they do that? They would be probably throwing insights because information is at your fingertips today. So practically, most of the students coming from the rural background, they're much, much smarter and forward-thinking because they have the hunger to achieve. That's an amazing shift. You see that. I wouldn't say 100% of the kids coming are there, but at least I see the majority of kids coming from there. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. That hunger to achieve is absolutely very important to learn anything. And I can see that this 100% placement record that you have achieved at Mohan Babu University is really a result of the successful industry collaboration that I can see you might be doing at Mohan Babu University. You mentioned about bringing teachers from companies like Google, Amazon, and so on. So for our readers, could you also share some more insights into how successful collaborations can impact the academic and professional development of students?
See, it's all about collaborations. There's nothing in the industry, in the education institution, today's education institution, after you finish your basics, you need to keep discussing about what are the new things. Of course, you have to learn your C, C++, Python. So all these things are mandatory. You can't escape that. You can't escape your math. But applied mathematics, how are you going to do it? And especially at Mohan Babu universities, we created the majors and minors. Some of the students can go take a few hours in becoming, a filmmaking course, or you can go pick up a few credits from the agricultural courses. So, and the way we are designing it is that let's say I teach computer science and artificial intelligence. There might be another, teacher who's teaching artificial intelligence. So my classroom hours could be in the morning, and his classroom hours could be in the afternoon. The student gets to choose which teacher he can go to. So he creates his own timetable. So this is something not probably unique. Very few universities in India follow. I wouldn't say we are the first, but there are very few universities follow in India. But it's a common practice back in the West. And as far as collaborations, I'll I explained to you in the earlier question also, and I would say that 100% placements in terms of students who are actually looking for placements. There are some students who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to go back and do their family business. And there are some students, like entrepreneurial skills they start their own startups. So we are creating one of India's largest startup ecosystem in Mohan Babu University. See, our total investment in the university will be running up to close to 400 crores, starting from last year to, in about 3 to 4 years, our estimation is we have to invest about 400 crores. We've invested about 150 crores. And our investment is not going to be like asset heavy in terms of brick and mortar. Like 15 years down the line, I don't know if classrooms are, going to be relevant, with very, elaborate thing. But 7 years back, we brought in architects from London to design all the new age campuses and everything. And post-COVID, we are like scratching our heads and thinking, okay, now our campus is going to be ready. Now, suddenly the world accelerated into e-learning. So how are we going to get ready to the challenge? So it's not about just placements, which are going to be very, very crucial going on. It's also going to be number of startups your university has fostered, which we are very aggressively working towards. And one of the most successful formula what we are working right now, which has to be improvised as we keep going forward, is that I started a program called Top Gun. So Top Gun has 100 students, which from economically backward kids who cannot afford education. So, I mean, not education, but probably they cannot afford the courses which are taught by third parties. So we sponsor these 100 kids in the Top Gun program and get them industry-related program training free of cost. And luckily, the minimum pay package of the students in these 100 students are 10 lakhs plus. And once this student gets the job and moves out, he has to sponsor another student. It's like paid forward. I helped you, so you got to help someone else. So they have to sponsor another student. I can, for the first 100 students, maybe it cost me about a couple of crores. But every year I can't keep apportioning a couple of crores only for this particular program. There are other things we are doing too. So the paid forward model is what we're working on the Top Gun, and it's helping us.
I think that's a great initiative. Top Gun and other universities can really learn from it. Uh, you are not just empowering one set of students, but you are also educating them, teaching them the basic core value that Mohan Babu University has of giving back. So Top Gun students, they also have to give it back to the next batch. I think that's a great thought. And you also mentioned about empowering students where they have the power to design their own learning journey. They can choose which major and minor they have to go for, and that really engages them and really maintains their interest in the education. That's a great initiative, sir. I would definitely say. Moving on and continuing with our theme of inclusion, could you share some more thoughts on how universities can engage their students and faculty in promoting inclusivity, respect for diversity, and a sense of belonging for everyone within the campus environment?
See, the sense of belonging should come with the programs what the university comes in, and the inclusivity, what inclusivity is a very broad subject. So let me say the sense of belonging, what you're talking about, and how do you engage the students and faculties, what you said. I'll give you an example for it. At Mohan Babu University, it's the duty of the students, branch-wise and year-wise, they have to step out of the campus and they have to clean the 2 kilometer stretch. And now, in another 6 months, we're going to transform the entire village area in the 2 kilometer radius by cleaning almost every other day. Now, when you finish it and go, let's say I'm a student, I finish studying here and I go abroad or I go work in a big MNC. Over there, you're not going to put your trash on the floor. You're going to follow that. Why is it that you cannot have that thing inbuilt while you're studying itself? Because I have the privilege of traveling around the world, either as an actor or, I do keep doing these study tours across the world. I see that, we Indians have a very, very laid back attitude. enter the church. That someone will be, who's that someone? It has to be us. So we started a campaign calling that patriotism for your country starts in keeping your country clean. It's not only during the cricket matches or during the Independence or Republic Day. It has to be, right from that. You don't need to do a lot of things. So those are the small things which you have to work on. So coming back to, taking the sense of ownership. We have a program, we have a technocultural program called Mohan Mantra every year. It's totally run by the students. The sponsors are collected by the students, the expenditure by the students, and whatever, and they have the own student committee runs that. And every year, about 20 to 25,000 students come from across AP and Telangana to participate in the Technocultural Festival. Now, simultaneously, it's not that just that, we let the students do whatever they want. No mobile phones are allowed on the campus. As soon as they walk into the campus, they are supposed to deposit in a locker in the campus, and they are not allowed to bring it to the classroom. No mobile phones. Now that's because when the teachers, we see a lot of other, extracurricular activities with the mobile phones, either you're on social media or you're taking videos with your friends. We wanted to keep the campus, totally more like a fun area where kids come there with the single focus of collaborating with other students, engaging the creative ideas rather than always on this. So that is something we made it. And, in the first year, the students do feel a little bad about it, but it's what it is. Once you cross the fourth year and you go out and you work, then you will realize, oh yeah, what happened, what the rules of the university were right. They actually got us ready for things. So it's a give and take. There are a set of rules, you just follow that, and we'll make the campus as friendly and student-centric as possible.
I think that's a great thought. Your thoughts on patriotism, those values that you are trying to build in the students at Mohan Babu University, that it's not just about singing national anthem and attending all those national events. It starts from something very basic, like cleaning, and our Prime Minister also really focuses a lot on that. So that's a great thought, that sometimes we do not focus on all these basic values that really needs to be inculcated in the leaders of tomorrow. Since we are running out of time, I definitely wanted to ask one last question, and that is your recommendation or your advice to other universities.
See, I don't think I'm, I don't know what my qualification would be to advise people, because I generally don't advise. Probably I would like to suggest, the programs like what we did in terms of keeping your campus clean, keeping your environment clean, probably sensitizing the students about climate change, because that is like, the elephant in the room. All educated people understand, the danger which the climate crisis is going to bring, but nobody wants to address it. So, basic things like these, if we start, other than just, subjects, if there are inclusive programs like these, which are discussed, which students are encouraged to follow, students have got a lot of energy. And why is it that the Western world, there are a lot of awareness about it? And in our country, probably at the school level, there's a lot of awareness in the cities. But what about the universities? Our country can become a superpower if all the universities align and decide that this is how we should, progress, and to follow our traditional values. For example, the Western culture has some phenomenal ideas and phenomenal, practices. At the same time, our Indian culture has some phenomenal, roots. For example, in Mohan Babu University, the basic thing which everybody has to learn is about Mata, Pita, Guru, Daivam. I might sound old-fashioned, but if you're not going to respect your mother, father, and your teacher, and whatever religion, God, what is the point of having, being a merit student? And if you don't know the basic manners of standing up when a woman comes and talks to you, what's the point of getting a distinction in a degree? So these are things that the university can put it in. If they can work together, I think that will be bringing a phenomenal change.
That's a great thought. Completely agree that education is not just about building all those technical or professional skills. It's also about inculcating discipline and those traditional values in the students, which will really make them better leaders of tomorrow. Thank you so much, sir. Great thoughts. I personally learned a lot and I really enjoyed doing this conversation. Your thoughts are really inspiring and worthy of being evaluated. As we wrap up this conversation, we look forward to learning more about the remarkable journey of Mohan Babu University in our quest for inspiration in education. Thank you so much once again.